Welcome to the UMO Coaches Show. I'm Michael Robertson for the Trojans Sports Network, joined today by UMO women's basketball head coach Wendy Lee. And Coach, you get ready to start the season. We'll start off looking a little bit at last season. You had a 19-11 record last year, but you ended the season on a 9-1 run. What kind of momentum does that provide you in the preseason this year, and then also once we get ready to start the regular season?
Well, making a run like that at the end of the season is always, in a coach's mind, the ideal time to peak. And I felt like those things happen. I don't know if we just didn't quite get the offense together right at the end against King in the Final Four, and I still feel like we could have really competed for a championship again, which, we've been in the championship game 3 out of the past 4, so it did provide momentum for us to start out, but also falling short of a major goal can be also motivation. So I think being 9-1 at the end of the season is a motivating factor, but not being where we wanted to be in the championship game, winning a championship, is also valuable motivation that I hope is going to propel us off to a good start.
And 6 new faces this season coming in. What do you expect from this incoming class as a whole?
Well, I feel like they're going to provide some very critical depth. And I think we've really added a great blend of players. So in areas where I felt like we might have had some deficiencies last year, obviously when you're out recruiting, you're looking to fill those needs in the incoming class. And that doesn't always come to fruition. Sometimes you have ideas of what it will be like, and it just doesn't pan out that way. But I really feel like in the early days of practice, I've seen some very complimentary players for our returning nucleus, and I also am expecting in this incoming class players that will have to be called on to contribute early. Sometimes that's not always the case. There's a window of time where we could afford to have them still fighting to get into the rotation, but I feel like this group knows that we're expecting a good number of them to be ready to contribute early. So that in itself is exciting for an incoming class. It's exciting for me as a coach to have young blood and that just energy and excitement for them to be added to what we have coming back. So high hopes out of the incoming class for right now and for the future of the program.
Well, you talk about those newcomers and playing a large role, but you also return 8 players from last season that averaged just over 50 points per game combined. What are you expecting from this returning core here in the 2016-17 season?
Well, like you said, out of the returners, we probably averaged around 70 points a game last year, and we're bringing back about 50 of those points. So that's encouraging, but every year is such a new year, and how we get our points and who we're going to get our points from all kind of starts over. So the 50 points is a good starting point, but we need them to always do more. So we need more than 50 from those returners, and we need those incoming players to be able to contribute offensively. But I think the real big focus for us early on is going to have to be that we're really hard to play against defensively, and where are we going to get rebounding besides our returning senior that is a standout rebounder in Kiara Jones. So we want to really find out who can make us really tough to play against defensively and who can step up and get on the glass with Kiara. So returning group, we know that Nia Stiles and Felicity Havens and Kiara and some different ones were all there to contribute to those 50 points. But I think our focus right now is how are we going to guard people and how are we going to get stops and who's going to be on the glass. So I think our focus early needs to be more on that than the number of points we're returning, and I think the rest of it will take care of itself, hopefully. And I'd like to see us get up and down a little more than we did last year. So I think that's a place we could find some extra points is being tougher on defense and letting that convert into offense for us on the other end.
Well, let's shift to the start of the regular season, which seems like it just grows closer and closer and really sneaks up on you. But here in a couple of weeks, you have the start of the regular season where you start with 7 straight road games, or at least neutral site games, before having your home opener on December 10th here in Carnegie Arena. What kind of a challenge or challenges does that present for your team?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know who made the schedule up, but it's probably not ideal. I think there's a way to gain a major advantage from that, in that if you can go and be extremely competitive and extremely tough-minded at the beginning of the season, knowing that to win on the road, whether it be conference or non-conference, is very difficult to do. And if we can use that to kind of hone in our focus on being ready for the first game. You're not at home, you are at someone else's house, and you've really got to bring your A game from the very tip. I think it could be a motivating tool, and a tool that helps us focus and not feel so comfortable being at home. So I hope that the 7 games on the road prove to be a good start for us, in that young players especially don't really know what it's like to play on the road in the college ranks yet. So finding that out early and getting them mentally prepared for what it takes to win, period, but most especially to win on the road, could serve a good advantage, that we're finding that out early. And then when we do get into the crux of our schedule with conference games, then we're ready for all those games, home or away.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck over these next couple of weeks getting ready for the start of the regular season.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you for watching. This has been another edition of the UMO Coaches Show.
Exceptional degrees at an exceptional value. That's transforming education. The University of Mount Olive, transforming education, transforming lives. Learn more at umo.edu. That's umo.edu.